Queen Khan. I remember peeping in at his skyscraper room and seeing him fast asleep. My little man, I'd been in Manhattan in I'd been in Manhattan a week, making my plans, staying at two quiet hotels in village where people were used to strangers and more or less left you alone. To this day, I'm especially fond of pastrami on rye. I digress. As you see, this island is a paradise. He arrived, my man, with a documentary team to make a film. There's no particular toad that lays its eggs only here. I found him alone in the clearing, scooping him up in my palm, and felled his wriggling, shouting laugh till he calmed. For me, it was absolutely love at first sight. I'd been so lonely. Long nights in the heat of my own pelt, rumbling and animal blues. Alright, he was small, but perfectly formed and gorgeous. There were things he could do for me with the sweet finesse those hands that no gorilla could. I swore in my huge heart to follow him then to the end of the earth. For he wouldn't stay here. He was nervous and go to his camp each night at dusk, crouch by the delicate tents and wait. His colleagues always sent him out pretty quick. He'd climb into my open hand, sit down, and then I'd gently pick at his shirt and his truels, peel him, put the tip of my tongue on the grip of his flesh. Bliss. When he'd finished his prize-winning film, he packed his case, hoped up for a down on my heartline, miming the flight back home to New York. Big metal bird. Didn't he know I could swat his plane from the skies like a gnat? But I let him go, my man. I watched him fly into the sun as I thumped it on my breast, distraught. I lasted a month. I slept for a week, then woke to binge for a fortnight. I didn't wash. The parrots clacked their migraine chant. The swinging monkeys whinged. Fevered, I drank handfuls of river right by the spot where he bathed. At black when a fat red moon rolled on a jungle roof, and after that I decided to get him back. So I came to sail up the Hudson one June night, with the New York skyline, a concrete rainforest of light, and felt lovesick and vast the first glimmer of home in weeks. I was discreet, prowled those streets in darkness, pressing my passionate eye to a thousand windows, each with its modest peep show of boredom or pain, of drama, consolation, remorse. I found him, of course, at 3 a.m. on a Sunday, dreaming alone in his single bed, over his lovely head and blowing photograph of myself. I stared for a long time until big brown eyes grew moist. Then I padded away through Central Park under the stairs. He was mine. Next day I shopped clothes for my man, mainly, but one or two treats for myself from Bloomingdale's. I picked him like a chocolate from the top layer of the box. One Friday night, out of his room, and let him dangle in the air between my finger and my thumb is teasing, lover's way. Then we sat on the tip of the Empire State Building, saying farewell to the Brooklyn Bridge, to the winking yellow cabs, to the helicopters over the river, dragonflies. 12 happy years. He slept in my fur, woke early to message the heavy lids of my eyes. I liked that. He liked me to gently blow on him, or scratch, with care, the length of his back with my nail. Then I'd ask him to play on the wooden pipes he'd made in our first year. He'd sit cross-legged near my ear for hours, his plaintive, lost tunes making me cry. When he died, I held him all night, shaking him like a doll, licking his face, breast, sole of his feet, his little rot. But then, heart-sore as I was, I set to work. He will be pleased. I wear him now about my neck, perfect, preserved, with tiny emeralds for eyes. No man has been loved more. I'm sure that sometimes, in his silent death, against my massive breathing lungs, he hears me roar.